So let's see the last sum of this type number one. That means the graphical method. So till now we had connected with all the type, as we saw two sums based on less than equal to, in which we saw there were two linear inequation or more than two linear inequation containing the same symbol less than equal to. So we had connected with this part, the type number one for the graphical method, where we saw two linear equation or more than that, the connection was less than equal to. Even we connected with two or more than two linear inequation where the connection it was greater than equal to. Even we had connected with this type also, where we saw in a particular question it contained both the symbol less than as well as greater than equal to. Okay, so till now we had connected with all the types, and here I can say that straight away this is the last sum of the topic of the type number one, that is a graphical method. Okay, after this we can start with our this type number two, that is formulate. Formulate means you will have the word problem, statement sum. Just simply you have to read and understand the question and you have to frame the equation, and the rest part it is same. If they say that you have to formulate as well as draw the graph, so then you will draw the graph, otherwise just simply frame the equation and stop your answer. So let's deal with the last sum of this topic, that is a type number one, that is graphical method. As here clearly we can see that the pattern it is little different. In place of x and y, here it is x1 and x2. Now what is x1 and x2? Yeah, x1 actually it is what, x coordinate, and x2 it is what, y coordinate. So don't confuse yourself. Just remember the first one is x and the second one is y. There are three sums in the exercise where you will see that x and y is replaced by x1 and x2. So remember x1 is x coordinate and x2 is y. Okay, so now here we have the first linear inequation. So we'll convert the linear equation into corresponding equation. So 5x1 plus 9x2 equal to 45. Again there are two methods. The first one is what, converting into double intercept form. As we will convert this equation to double intercept form, we'll check what you will get, as we have to make the coefficient of a right hand side. That means we have to make the coefficient as 1. So we'll divide each and every term by 45. So where you will get x1 upon 5 upon 45, you will get 9 here. 9 and 45 here you will get 5, and 45 upon 45 you will get 1. So here clearly we can see that this is known as x-intercept and this is y. So x-intercept is 9, so y will be 0. Here y-intercept is 5, so x will be 0. So in this way you can find your point also. So this is the method number 1. The method number 2 is what? Simply you will replace the value of x2 by 0, as x2 here indicate what? It is y, and x1 is what? X. So the first step, in the case 1, you will replace the value of x2 by 0. So here you will get x1 as 5 will go down, 9s are, so here we got the first point. First x1 will come and then x2. So in the second case we'll put x1 as 0, so x2 will be what? 9 will go down, so here it will be 5. Okay, so please don't confuse yourself, as here x1 x2 is there in place of x and y. Okay, so don't create problem for yourself. Remember that x1 indicate what? X, and x2 is what? Y. Be careful while solving the sum, while finding the coordinate. Okay, So here b will be what? First x1 will come and then x2. So here we got the first and second point for the first linear equation. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next one. X1 plus x2 greater than equal to 2. So linear equation will be what? Corresponding equation will be what? X1 plus x2 equal to 2. So we'll put x2 as 0. So clearly we can see that x1 is 2. So here we got the third point, 2 comma 0. So in the second case we'll put x1 as 0. So x2 will be 2. So here we got the third point as 0 comma 2. Okay, so the next one is what? X2 less than equal to 4. So the corresponding equation will be what? X equal to 4. Sorry, x2 equal to 4. As we know that x1 is what? X, and x2 is what? Y. So can I say actually x2 here it is what? Y equals to 4, yes or no? So it means what? The line will pass through y equal to 4, yes or no? So its x coordinate will be what? 0. As here we have only one variable only, yes or no? So when it contain only one variable, it means it is a linear equation one variable. As it contain one variable, that means it will pass through x or it will pass through y. As here it says that x2 less than equal to 4, so x2 indicate what? Y. So the line will pass through y and it will be parallel to x. So here we'll get the point number fifth as 0 comma 4, as the line is passing through y, so x coordinate will be 0. Okay, so for this sum, if I ask how many inequations are there, so here clearly we can see that here right hand side we have the numbers. For this here we have 0. So here we have 3 linear inequation. And what about this? This is what the condition. It says that the point will lies on the first quadrant. So here x1 is equal to 0, x2 equal to 0, and nothing will come. Okay, any doubt till here? Okay, now we'll check the region. It means where the feasible region, the shaded portion will come on the origin side or non-origin side. For this simply you will replace the value of x1 and x2 by 0. So 5 zeros are 0 plus 9 zeros are 0 less than equal to 45. So 0 less than equal to 45. Out of this two condition, one condition should satisfy. It means 0, it should be equal to 45 or it should less. So here clearly we can see that 0 is less than 45. So here we can write as origin side. Remember, out of this two condition, any one condition should satisfy to write whether it is origin side or non-origin side. For this, again we'll replace the value of x1 and x2 by 0. So 0 greater than equals to 2. Here also out of this two condition, any one condition should satisfy. So 0 is neither equal or nor greater. So here we can write as non-origin side. Okay, so for this 0 less than equal to 4. Here we can see 0 is less than 4. Here we can write as origin side. And for this 2, as all the point will lies on the first quadrant, so here we can write as what? First quadrant. As this indicate what? The value of x7 and x2, it will be greater than 0. So it will have the positive value. So when we have the positive value, so basically all the points will lies where? On the first quadrant. So that's the end of the part 1. That means how to construct table. Now we'll plot the point on the graph paper. Again remember, in the board exam, if they provide the graph paper, it is compulsory you have to draw the graph on the graph paper only. Okay. Okay, so now we'll plot the point. As here clearly we can see that here we have the single digit, and for the x coordinate the highest value is 9, and for y it is 5. So on x-axis till 9 or 10 will take. On y-axis, as here we have the 5 as a bigger number, so till 6 or 7 you can take. So this is x and this is y. So we can write the scale on both the axes as 1 centimeter equals to 1 unit. So what is the first point? It is 9 comma 0. So 9 comma 0 will come here. So a as 9 comma 0. What is the second point? It is 0 comma 5. So 0 comma 5, it lies on the y axis. So b 0 comma 5. So now we'll join this 2 point. We draw the line. So this was the equation number 1, that is 5x1 plus 9x2 equal to 45. What is the third point? It is 2 comma 0. So 2 comma 0 will come here, and the fourth one is 0 comma 2, that is t 0 comma 2. Now we'll join this 2 point. We'll draw the line. So what was the equation? It was x1 plus x2 equal to 2. Okay. Now the third one is x2 equal to 4. As I told that x1 is what x and x2 is what y. It means the line will pass through y and it will be parallel to x-axis. So here we have 0 comma 4. So that e will come here 0 comma 4. As here if we have only one variable, that means linear equation one variable, so the line will pass through y-axis. Yes or no? Y-axis, and it will be parallel to x. So here we can write as what? X2 equal to 4, as x2 indicate what? It is y coordinate. So here we have only one variable, so the line will pass through y, but it will be parallel to x-axis. So now here we are getting how many partition? 1 2 3 4 5. So now we have to check where does the feasible region will come. Either it will come inside, yeah, outside, or this region. As for this question here we have less than as well as greater than symbol. So now we'll check. For the first equation, we'll take the help of the scale to draw the feasible region. As for the first equation, it was less than equal to. Less than equals to means what? For the first line, the shaded portion will come inside. As per the rule, it says that less than equal to, it means the shaded portion will come inside this region. Yes or no? Okay. Now for the second equation, it says that it is greater than equal to. So the shaded portion will come this side. Yes or no? This section. Clearly we can see that for first and second linear equation, for this it is inside this section, and for this region. Till now we are getting what? This part as a common region for this two equation. Now we'll check the last one. For the last one, it is less means okay, inside. The down, for this equation, the down the shaded region will come. So clearly we can see that for all the three linear equation, this region is the common. Less, this region will come. For this, greater means this part will come. As we are getting for both these two linear equations, this is the common region. And when we'll consider this third one, now we can take the final decision that this part clearly we can see that what we are getting this part as a feasible region for this three linear inequation. So here we got 1, 2, 3. So this is the intersection between these two lines. So we'll write this as F. Okay, we'll find the answer as now clearly we can see that here we are getting what 2 and 4. Still, as I told in the board exam, you have to present the step. If you have the two linear equation, you will solve simultaneously to get the answer of x and y. As here we have one linear equation in two variable and one linear equation one variable, so directly you can find your answer by solving. Okay, so now as here we'll get the point of intersection between these two lines, solve the part, write the point. So here we are getting how many points? Here we are getting four corner points, the four vertices we can say 1 2 3 4 5. For this we have the point 0 comma 4. For this it is 0 comma 2, 2 comma 0, 9 comma 0. Now we'll find the point for f, as f is what intersection between these two line. Okay, so out of this 5 point, okay, our z will be minimized. Either it will be at e or it will be at d, c, a and f. So now that is the final step, that actually we have to find where the value of z is minimized. So now we'll write here f is what? F is the point of intersection between this two line. Which one? X2 equal to 4 and 5x1 plus 9x2 equal to 45. Yes or no? So therefore 5x1 plus 9 into x2 is what? 4. So therefore 5x1 plus 36 equals to 45. So 5x1 equals to 45 minus 36. So x1, 5x1 is equals to 45 minus 36 is what? 9. So x1 we can say it is 9 upon 5. If you want to divide you can, or else you can keep as it is. As here we are getting what? 9 upon 5. Okay, and x2 is what? 4. If you want you can divide also. Okay, so here you will get 2 point, sorry 1 point something. So for this sum I will keep as it is 9 upon 5 comma 4. So for this sum here we are getting 5 corner points. Before that we'll write the solution part, the main answer, which section is the feasible region. As we'll start from here, A, F, E, D and C are the corner points. So is the feasible region for this sum, where A is what? 9 comma 0. B is what? Sorry, F is what? 9 upon 5 comma 4. E is what? 0 comma 4. Okay. D is 0 comma 2 and the last one C is 2 comma 0. Now we'll find the point, means we'll find the value of z with respect to the corner points, that is z. Here we have for this question it is 3x 1 plus x2, 3x1 plus x2. The first one is a 9 comma 0. So here 3 into 9 plus 0, so answer will be what? 3 nines are 27. The second point is what? 9 upon 5 comma 4. So 3 9 upon 5 plus x2 is 4. Okay, So 3 nines are 27 upon 5 plus 4. So when you will solve, when you will cross this part, so you will get 5 fours are 20. So 47 upon 5. So 47 upon 5 means it will be what, 9 point, as 5 nines it is 45. Yes or no? So you will get 9 point 20, you will left it to 20, so 5 fours are 20, so 9.4 you will get for this second point. So we'll check the third one. The third point is what, e 0 comma 4. So 3 zeros are, and this is x2 is 4, so 0 plus 4 will be 4. The next point is t 0 comma 2, so here x1 is 0 and x2 is 2, so here you will get 2. Okay, so the last point is what, c 2 comma 0, so here x1 is 2 and x2 is 0, so 3 2s are 6 plus 0 is 6. Okay, so now for this question actually we have to find the minimize value of z, that means the smaller value. As here clearly we can see that out of this 5 point corner point, 2 is the minimize, the smaller value at d 0 comma 2. So at 0 comma 2, that means at this point we are getting the value of z as minimum. So the final step we can write as what, the minimum value of z is 2 at d 0 comma 2. So this is the final answer. As I told, if you're getting the perfect feasible reason, so you will get the perfect answer of z. So that's the end of the sum, we can say. I hope you all understood how to present the sum. The first step will be a table, then graph, then find the answer for the point of intersection, write the feasible region, put the value, you will get the answer. If it says the maximum value, you will take the bigger value. As it says minimum, so you will take the smaller value. So that's the end of the graphical method, that is the type number 1. As for this chapter, we had divided the whole chapter into two groups. One was graphical and one was the formulate, as this was the last sum for the type number 1, that means the graphical method. As till now we had connected and we had solved many example. Almost we took two or more than two example for each and every type, as we connected with the less than, equal to, greater than, as well as less than and greater than also. So that's the end of the topic, we can say, that is the type number 1. In the next lecture we can start with the type number 2, that is a formulate. Okay, so in the formulate, simply you have to read and understand the question, as the given question will be in the word problem statement sum. So word problem will be there, so you have to understand the meaning of the particular word, so easily you can frame the equation. After framing, you can stop your answer. If it says that you have to frame as well as you have to draw the LPP, that means linear programming problem, if it says to draw, then you have to draw the graph on the paper. Okay, or else you have to just simply you have to frame the equation and you can stop your answer. So that was the end of the type number 1, we can say. Okay, as in the exam I can say, when you will see the board papers, in previous board papers as from 2012-13, I can say that in every year, each and every year, whether it is for commerce or science, you will see the type number 1, that means um, you will see for 3 to 4 marks sum, they will give the type number 1 only, this one. This type of sum will be there in the exam, not the word problem. Okay, In some board papers you will see the word problem also, but I will suggest that don't skip the sums based on the type number one. That means a graphical method. When you have the ready-made values of the equation, that means already they had given the equation and just simply you have to plot the point, draw the graph. Okay, so I can say from this chapter, as there are two methods, type number one and type number two. Type number one is a graphical method and type number two is a formulate. As I will suggest to solve the sums based on the graphical method for the board exam, as it's my survey that when you will see the previous board papers, you will come across that you will see the sums based on the graphical method only. And when you will see in each and every board papers, this types of the sums it carries for 4 marks, and the weightage of the chapter it is actually the 4 marks sum only. Okay, so I can say that's the end of the type number one, the topic number one, that is graphical method. Okay, in the next lecture we're gonna start with the next part, that is type number two, how to formulate, how to frame the equation. Till then, goodbye, see you in next lecture.